I am taking the term bitch and turning it around. It is not a derogatory term. It is something that I'm proud of, and it means that I've done something right because I'm memorable. Hi, I'm Christine Quinn, and this is Glamour Unfiltered. I wish I could say that confidence was something that I was born with. It's something that I've acquired over the years and really learned along the way. I, came from a very small town, and I was told no, and I was told that things weren't possible, but I knew inside that I had fire and ambition, so I used people's doubt as power and fire and intuition. So every time I was told no, it made me push harder and harder. I think we are only in competition with ourselves. The thing that we don't realize is, as human beings, we're capable of everything and anything. It's really important to never compare yourself to other people because you're so special and you're so individual. And I know it's so hard, I live in a city of beautiful women walking down the street every day, and it's so hard. I see them and, I'm like, gosh, why don't I look like this? Why? But then what I do is I turn my brain and I say, you know what? I'm so grateful that I'm so intelligent. I have a loving family. I have, a beautiful son. And I think about all the things that I'm grateful for. And I think it's really important to retrain your brain. I came out probably a year and a half ago, and I said that I suffered from anxiety and depression. And it was something that I was ashamed of for years. I never wanted to tell anyone, but I got help, and I worked with a therapist, and it changed my life. It's one of those things that, as long as you recognize it, then you're able to help yourself. And since then, I found really great tricks. Journaling for me is something I do every night, and it's very meditative and refreshing. I will write a list of 10 things a day minimum that I'm grateful for, because I think it's really important to stay grounded and realize how special you really are when we're in a whole entire world of people, that sometimes try to bring you down. I signed up for social media when I was 29 years old. The show just came out, and I never had Facebook. I never had Twitter. I never had Instagram. I never had any social platform. So for me, I went into it with a really positive attitude. However, that was the first time I experienced hate and hateful comments from people, that didn't even know me. And it was a shock at first. It was really, really difficult. I remember many nights crying, just wishing I was dead from all these horrible comments and letters and threats, death threats, on me and my family. Then I realized this is my chance to let people in, to have them know me for the real me. So I started building my social media, and I started engaging with fans and people I'd never met before, and doing videos and stories and showing off my goofy self. And through that, I have created an incredible fan base of people that are like-minded, people that are on my same level, people that are supportive of other women. It's just a great place for women to lift each other up. I feel most empowered when I'm around like-minded women, and I think that's the most important thing, is women have to stick together, and I think it's my life mantra. I would say I'm absolutely a feminist. It's something that, has been important to me from day one. And I grew up in Dallas, Texas. And where I grew up, chivalry was, the women would stay at home and the men would work. And I knew I wasn't cut out for that. So I'm really happy to be a woman in the workforce. And all the people that work with me are all women, from my literary agents to my publicists to people I employ, and I love that. I am taking the term bitch and turning it around. It is not a derogatory term. It is something that I'm proud of, and it means that I've done something right because I'm memorable. Well-behaved women never make history. And for me, when the show came out, people were like, oh, you're such a bitch, you're such a bitch, you're such a bitch. You're talking about me. You remember me, you know, I caused a kerfuffle, and I think that's the one thing that is important, especially in business, you know, you want to be remembered. So I've reclaimed that word, you know, it's the name of my book, How to Be a Boss Bitch. So it's something that's near and dear to my heart. Women, you know, we have many different sides. For the collection, we decided to do a sweet and sassy, and with that came a lip cream that is a patented formula that transforms with heat and changes colors from hot to cold. So you're really able to achieve a beautiful glam daytime look or amp it up for a nighttime look. I never knew what I wanted to do when I was a little girl. I didn't know I wanted to be an actress or a model, but I always knew I wanted to entertain, and I always wanted to make people feel something. So that was my goal with the show. And, you know, I wouldn't necessarily say I play a character, but, you know, like many women, I'm, you know, very versatile. But yes, you know, there is two sides, because yes, I am the villain, and I'm really strong, I'm really powerful, I'm really outspoken. I'm known for my honesty, but also, you know, I have a really kind, sweet, loving, generous side. Appearing on television didn't really alter the way that I perceived myself. The hardest part was, you know, people giving advice, and they always do, and they say, oh, you know, well, don't dress this way, don't wear that, you know, don't be so loud, you know, don't have so many opinions. It was other people trying to tell me who to be, trying to fit me in a box, in a mold, and I'm meant to be an out-of-the-box thinker. Oh my gosh. Christine at home. I, you know, wear baggy sweats and disheveled hair. I never wear makeup when I'm not working, ever, 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 ever. I actually enjoy the time that I'm not glam. I like to give my skin a break, and I'm quite a tomboy, believe it or not. Motherhood has been fantastic. I never thought that I could love someone as much as I love myself, but I do. I have a 4-month-old boy, and he is just beautiful. He's the love of my life. There was a point where I was like, I don't know if I can do this. You know, I don't know if I can do it all. But I learned to alter my schedule, and it's the best thing ever. I love being able to do it all, and he really, really changed my life. He was a miracle baby, and I had a really, really traumatic birth, and you'll see that play out on season 4, but I immediately went into surgery. It was insane. I was flatlining, my baby was flatlining. They kept coming up to my husband and asking, you need to choose one right now. Because, you know, the baby was stable, I wasn't stable, it was going back and forth. And he said, I'm not choosing one, I need you to have both. Eventually, 22 minutes later, from the time I walked into the hospital to the time I had the baby, my baby was born and we were both okay. But it was a really traumatic experience, and that taught me that time is all we have, and time is so precious. And at 33 years old, I almost died. So when they were closing me up, they were in such a hurry because I was losing so much blood. They had to just sew me up, and they were afraid that they left tools in me. So they had to put me through an x-ray machine. It was very traumatic. So now I don't sweat the small things anymore, you know, because I realize that every day is something that we should be grateful for, you know, and I never would have thought at 33 that I would go through something like that, you know. It's just something you don't think about, but it really changed me, and it taught me to value, you know, not only time, but the people that are around you.